most growth.
Right.
And so, who do you think, Pich, has had the most impressive growth this season for you? Starter, backup, or bench? Chuma, Franz, and Wendell.
I can't believe Court Cousins isn't on this because we've grown just
Look
so
at us.
much.
Look at us.
Yeah. But that's okay. I got to work within the, as you know,
Yes.
I am handed a book, a coloring book, and there are lines, and I color inside. So Chuma, Franz, and Wendell. Well, for me, this is one of those ones where I think I'm trying to not let the shock value or like surprise growth affect it and focus on the impressive growth. For me, I'm going with Wendell first. I feel like he's obviously been our most consistent player, especially inside, which you know I love. You can bank on him being around a double-double every night, which should be a given at, you know, a big man inside doing things. And he's starting to play with a lot more, you know, here I come. And like, yeah, you knock my glasses off, I'll get a new pair. I don't care. I'm coming. I mean, he played like 5 minutes without goggles the other night. He's throwing caution to the wind.
He's going crazy.
Unbelievable. Whew, his corneas were just out there. Anyone could have touched him. Anyway, but for me, I don't know. I knew Wendell was a maybe, and like I wasn't sure. Remember we talked. Oh, is it going to be Wendell or Mo Bamba? Who's going to ride? It seems ludicrous, like we said last show, to think about that now. But for me, I really honestly thought it was up for grabs. So the fact that Wendell's risen to what he has, that's the most impressive to me. Second for me has got to be Franz, because I got to admit, even though I'm wearing the 22 right now, when I heard his name called on draft night, I was like, oh, mostly because I don't like Michigan, but I just didn't really know who he was or what he had done. I guess maybe I had not seen a lot of Michigan games. I didn't think he was going to become what he is. I don't think a lot of people did. Someone in the Magic front office who scouted that out had an idea. Yeah. But
Weltman's
I mean, even
Big
as
Dome.
he joined the team in the early stages, it just didn't seem like he was going to be what he is. And I think he's going to go even further. So his growth's impressive, but he has further to go. And this is no slight on Chuma, who ends up on the bench in this scenario for me, because he's played really well lately, but he hasn't been consistent this year. He plays well in a little spurt.
Yeah, true.
This is a good little spurt. Will he continue it? I don't know. You'd love to see it. I want him to continue to play like he's been playing the last 3 games. I just don't know if he will. I love the confidence he's shown lately. When he gets the ball, he just chucks it. He doesn't think about it. He's just going. And I like him being in that mindset, so hopefully it continues. But it's not more impressive than Franz and Wendell for me. Where do you land?
I mean, I agree with you on that point. Chuma, I've been a Chuma, as the kids are saying, stan, which I the etymology. May I please have the origin of the word, please, sir?
Yes. What is it?
Yes. I believe it comes from. This is what the kids are telling me. It comes from like the Eminem song, like Stan, the Ultimate Fan.
I remember that's a while ago.
He doesn't he? There's some murder in there or something.
Well, he's an Ultimate Fan. It gets a little weird, but I mean,
it gets
he's
a little
into
weird.
it.
Yeah, I just didn't think that would be a poll that the kids would be using. That was 20 years ago. Almost,
yeah, I mean the kids are the kids shouldn't be. They're pushing P now, and they're doing all kinds of other.
I don't know what that is either.
It's a thing. Look it up after the show.
All right. Well, cool. Yeah. So I've definitely been on the Chuma bandwagon. Mm-hmm. You, sir, were doubting. I told you all along. I told you all along. And in the last 10 games, he's averaging 10, shooting 38.5 from beyond the arc, 5.5 rebounds, 2 steals. He's in the top 50 in the league in deflections, almost a block a game as well. This is what we expected from him. A solid role player, 3-and-D, true 3-and-D guy. It sucks that he's on the bench on this in terms of most growth, but this is kind of what we expected. We saw some of this from Chuma last year. We expected big things from him. So it was honestly a little disappointing in the beginning of the year when we weren't getting that.
Okay.
So this is more just like, this is what I expected of Chuma.
Okay. So we had different expectations for his play.
Right. So now where I disagree, though, is Wendell is going to be on my bench. Or no, he's going to be my backup. I apologize.
Okay.
He's going to be my backup. And no slight to Wendell. I mean, he is crushing it right now. He's taking it up to another level. 17.5 points, 11.5 boards per game in the last 10, 28 double-doubles in 53 starts this year. He's becoming he's the most consistent player on the Orlando Magic right now. So I can't speak highly enough about Wendell, but taking the starter position for me has got to be Franz Wagner, the Wunderkid, our German hammer, the rookie of the year, yes. One of only
the
five.
NBA won't allow it.
Well, no, because they want their golden boys, Cade Cunningham, to get it. Although Evan Mobley's got something to say.
I saw
about
a post today by Sportsnet or one of the big ones that was asking like, who's your rookie of the year at this point? And I like went into the comments as I normally do if I go into the comments on something to like find the answer I like and then just like it. Yep. Could not find anybody mentioning Franz Wagner, so I mentioned them. Yeah, I did what I rarely do, and I commented on the big post and I said the answer is Franz Wagner, and the rest of you can come back to this post and apologize to me later. But it's probably because they're not watching him, they're not seeing him.
I mean, I don't blame them. But we know he's in the rookie ladder discussions constantly, at least in that top 5 poll for sure. 15.5 points per game. No longer leading rookies, but still very solid. I think he's second place in terms of points. 4.6 assists, 4.6 rebounds, 3 assists. Just doing it all. I mean, off the dribble. We were talking about it last night. He shot really well from beyond the arc. If he can continue to do that, that's dangerous because he has some nice off the dribble moves, and he's so big with that hook off the glass with either hand. Yep. That is near impossible to defend. So if he can keep feasting on that in the paint and then have that 3, people are going to have to watch out. And I think Franz is the only guy. I mean, we talked about it last episode. We think Wendell can be an all-star for sure, but Franz could be that elite guy.
Absolutely.
That top guy.
When I said Wendell last show, I thought for sure you were going to follow with Franz.
Yeah. No, I know you're surprised by that. I don't even remember who. Oh, I said J.I. That's right. But the thing why Franz is my starter too in terms of most impressive growth is because also of the expectation level. When we saw him in Summer League, a lot of Magic fans we were still kind of like scratching our heads. I mean, we were patient about it. We were saying, all right, we'll give him a chance. But
some were.
Yes, that's true. But he didn't look very impressive in those games. But as we're kind of learning, those type of pickup style games where there's not really a team chemistry and plan in place, that's not where Franz thrives. No. But he thrives in the NBA. He thrives in, a model, a role. And just going from that, where I was kind of wondering, who is this guy? Not very impressed with Summer League, to where he is right now. Those are worlds away. Yeah. Talking about him as our potential superstar. So that's why he is solidly my starter for most impressive growth.
I mean, I could argue either way on that one. So I'm with you. I think somebody someday is going to look back at this draft class and realize that there was a lot more talent there than we thought in this current year.
That's very true, man. This is a really good draft class.